When you drop a kitchen scrap into water and watch it push out a fresh burst of green, it feels like you've unlocked a secret gardening cheat code. It's fast, it's exciting, and for a moment you're sure you found the simplest way to grow endless food with almost zero effort. But here's what most gardeners eventually discover. Regrowing vegetables from store-bought scraps works, just not always in the way people expect. Some scraps thrive, some survive, and some fail completely. Understanding why makes the difference between disappointment and surprisingly productive results. The real magic of regrowing veggies begins when you stop thinking of scraps as waste and start treating them like miniature biological systems. A carrot top or lettuce base is still alive even after harvest, holding stored energy and dormant growth points. When placed in the right environment, these growth points reactivate, allowing the plant to push out new leaves or roots. The key is knowing which vegetables are regrow champions and which ones are better left to seeds or full seedlings. Leafy vegetables such as lettuce, celery, bok choy, and green onions tend to be the most cooperative. Their basal plates or nodes remain viable, making it easy for them to sprout fresh leaves. When you place the base in a shallow dish of clean water, just enough to cover the bottom half inch, the plant absorbs moisture and quickly redirects stored carbohydrates to produce regrowth. Changing the water every 2 days prevents rot and gives the plant consistent oxygen. This is often the first place gardeners start, because results appear almost immediately. Within 72 hours, new green centers begin to form, and by day 7, the plant looks alive again. Root crops behave differently. Carrots, turnips, and beets cannot regrow into full roots because the original root is the harvested part. However, their tops can produce greens that are flavorful and edible. To encourage this, the top 1 inch of the root should be placed in a shallow water dish with the cut side down. Sunlight stimulates photosynthesis in the crown, causing leafy growth to emerge from the center. While you won't get a new carrot, you will get an ongoing supply of nutritious carrot greens for pesto, garnishes, salads, and soups. This regrowing method is less about producing another full vegetable and more about maximizing what would have become compost. Herbs such as basil, mint, and cilantro are also incredibly responsive to regrowth. Their stems contain nodes that activate quickly in water, forming roots in as little as 5 to 10 days. The trick is to use stems at least 4 inches long and remove the lower leaves to prevent rot. Once roots reach 2 inches, transplanting into soil gives the best long-term results. Many gardeners make the mistake of keeping herbs in water indefinitely, but soil offers nutrients and stability that water alone cannot. With enough sunlight and regular harvesting, a single store-bought herb bunch can become a full, thriving plant. Then there are the trickier vegetables, ones that people often try to regrow but rarely succeed with. Garlic, onions, and potatoes from grocery stores are frequently treated with sprout inhibitors. These chemicals slow sprouting to increase shelf life, but they also interfere with regrowing attempts. Even if they sprout, the plants are often weak and unproductive. The same applies to many store-bought sweet potatoes with thick wax coatings that slow down moisture loss, but also block natural respiration. Choosing organic or untreated versions increases your success dramatically, making it easier for buds to wake up and grow. Regrowing leafy greens and herbs in water can give you a nice head start, but long-term success almost always depends on transitioning to soil. Water alone cannot support full nutrient development. When moving regrown scraps into soil, treat them like delicate seedlings rather than mature plants. Use loose, well-draining potting mix, keep the top layer consistently moist, and introduce them to strong sunlight gradually. This prevents shock and gives the plant time to rebuild its root system. Within 2 to 3 weeks, you'll notice stronger stems, deeper green leaves, and a more balanced growth pattern. Some gardeners like to give regrowing scraps an extra boost with a mild nutrient solution. A simple homemade mix can supply organic nutrients without burning young roots. One of the safest and most effective formulas uses 1 cup of finished compost, 1 cup of worm castings, 1 cup of well-rotted manure, 2 teaspoons of molasses, and 1 gallon of non-chlorinated water. Mix thoroughly, strain if necessary, and use it to water regrown plants once every 2 weeks. The molasses feeds microbial life, while the compost blend offers gentle, slow-release nutrients that help scraps transition from fragile regrowth to sturdy plants. Light is another factor that determines success. Regrown vegetables need more light than most people expect. Weak, pale, elongated leaves usually indicate insufficient sunlight. A bright windowsill can work for fast-growing greens, but root crops and herbs benefit from 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight or supplemental grow lighting. Without enough light, the plant exhausts its stored energy and eventually dies, no matter how carefully it is watered. The ultimate question most gardeners ask is whether regrowing store-bought vegetables is worth the effort. The honest answer is yes, but with realistic expectations. You won't grow a new head of lettuce identical to the one you bought. You won't produce another full carrot, but you will get tender greens, flavorful herb cuttings, crisp celery shoots, and in some cases a fully rooted plant that continues producing for months. It's not about replacing the grocery store. It's about extending the life of your food, reducing waste, and connecting more deeply to the biology of plants. Regrowing vegetables also teaches gardeners something invaluable: observation. When you watch a lettuce core burst back to life or see delicate white roots form along a basil stem, you gain a deeper understanding of how plants behave, what they need, and how resilient they are. These small experiments often inspire gardeners to take on bigger ones, from propagation to composting to full-scale garden planning. If you're regrowing scraps for fun, enjoy the process. If you're doing it to stretch your harvest, transition everything to soil once roots form. And if you're using regrowth as a teaching tool for children or new gardeners, highlight the differences between vegetables that regrow easily and those that need seeds. Regrowing store-bought veggies isn't just a trend, it's a simple, satisfying practice that deepens your gardening skills. And if you want more hands-on gardening guides like this, make sure to subscribe to the Master Gardener channel and share this article with fellow gardeners who love discovering new techniques.